Hey there, I'm Natalie France and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This channel is completely dedicated to bringing some self-love into your world through the practice of yoga. If you haven't already done so, do go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you hit that bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video. Today's session is going to work your core and your upper body, so it's very much a strengthening practice, strength for the body and strength for the mind. I'll explain a bit more about that in just a moment. Hey, so welcome back. As I said, today's session is going to work your upper body and your core, so very much a strengthening practice, but don't be put off by that at all in any way, shape or form. On your journey to self-love, you really need to have a strength of mind, and when we think about strength in the body, especially when it comes to some kind of exercise regime, whether it be yoga or something else, often you can talk yourself out of doing something. You can tell yourself something is hard, or you can just find reasons as to why you don't want to actually do what's been asked of you. So I challenge you today to make your thoughts positive, and with everything that I give to you in terms of this session, talk yourself through it. So be your own cheerleader, motivate yourself to get through it, and use that positive self-talk to help you bring strength of your mind as you work the strength in your body. You're going to start here in a child's pose. Toes together, knees up sides of the mat, lengthen your arms out in front of you as you sit back onto your heels and rest your forehead down. Make sure your child's pose is an active child's pose, so actually keep your elbows lifted off the ground. Close off your eyes if they still happen to be open, and tune into your natural breathing. So have a few moments to simply connect with the breath here. The only significant change I would ask you to think about is ensuring that you're inhaling and exhaling in and out the nose where possible. That's the only request I have for you as you continue to breathe. Tune into the natural flow of your breathing in this moment, and allowing your breath to help settle your mind and your body into this practice. So like I said, you're going to be focused on strengthening your core and your upper body, and this is a time for you to really focus on how you can channel your thoughts into the positive, motivating yourself through today's yoga session, developing that strength of your mind. And after your next exhale, start to walk your hands back in towards the body. Bring yourself up onto your knees, into your tabletop position. Knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Press away from the ground to broaden your shoulders, that protraction of your shoulders. Keep a micro bend in your elbows so you're not hyperextended for your cat-cow movement. Inhale, lift your head up, arch your back into your cow pose. Exhale, drop your head down, round through your spine into your cat pose. Moving slowly for your cat-cow, through rhythm of your own breath. So again, follow your natural breathing as you inhale up and exhale down, warming up your spine for today's practice. So when you get there, you're going to take one more inhale into cow pose. The final exhale down into your cat pose. And then bring yourself back to a neutral spine, that halfway point in between both poses. From here, bring your knees next to one another. Then step the knees closer to your hands. And as you do that, bring the back of your hands, so back of your hands come onto the mat so your fingers are facing towards you. Keep pressing the back of the hands on it to the ground as you sit back on it to your heels, okay? Aim to keep the back of the hands pressed down, so it's not about how close you can get to your heels, it's about how much you can keep the back of your hands on a mat, so you have that stretch there. Because you're going to be working your upper body and your core, it might feel quite wristy, so we're just going to stretch it out here, although you should never bear the weight in your wrists anyway. Let's stretch this part of the body as you hold here. Bring yourself back up onto your knees. Turn your palms around, so palms face down to the ground. Keep those fingers facing towards you. Deep inhale in, exhale again. Sit back onto your heels without the palms lifting. So you probably can't go back as far, which is fine. That deep stretch down the arms into your wrists. Bring yourself back up onto your knees. Bring your hands back to your normal tabletop position. Take your knees back underneath your hips. From here, take a deep inhale in. Tuck your toes first. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, hold your knees off the mat. Lift up into your core. Lengthen your gaze forwards rather than looking down. Hold it here. Take another inhale. As you exhale, bring your knees back down to the mat. One more time. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, hold your knees off the ground. Hold here. Lift your navel into your spine. Take another inhale in. Exhale, this time push up and back into your downward facing dog. So you probably need to walk your hands a bit further forwards and walk your feet a little bit further back. So your feet are hip distance apart. Press those heels down to the ground. Also, fingers widely spread. Press the pads of your fingertips into the mat. Allow your head to release down so you have that lengthening through the spine all the way through to the crown of the head. And for the moment, press your heels down for that stretch in the back of your legs, in your hamstrings. Then pedal out your knees. So you exhale to bend one knee, you inhale and you transition, exhale, bend the opposite knee. So bringing that movement into your downward facing dog. So I love these types of yoga sessions where they are really challenging, because when I say that your mind can play tricks with you, you think of all the reasons why you could not possibly get into a certain pose or even attempt it, but then it's for you to kind of change that perception in your own mind and bring that strength to your thoughts to tell yourself that yes, I can do this. Come back to a still downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. From here, as you exhale, bring your body forwards into that high plank, okay? Make sure your hands underneath your shoulders. Press away from the ground once more, keep micro bending your elbows. All right, lift your navel into your spine. Press back through the heels. Tell yourself that you can hold here in this plank. Breathe through it. If you seriously need a modification, then feel free to drop your knees down, but keep your body weight forwards. Otherwise, deep inhales and exhales. You can hold here for another breath. One more inhale. As you exhale, release your knees down, release toes out behind you. Slowly bring yourself all the way down to the ground for that modified Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back for your cobra. Make sure those toes still release out behind. Exhale, now tuck your toes, push up and back into a downward facing dog. So pedal out your knees once more. So you exhale to bend one knee. Inhale on a transition, exhale, bend the opposite knee. Bring that movement into your down dog once more. So use your breathing in connection to that movement as we keep going here. Then come back to that still downward facing dog. Press those heels down to ground once more. Then take a deep inhale in. Exhale, transition forwards into your higher plank. So again, hands under shoulders, press away from the ground. Micro bend to the elbows without dipping your back. Lift your navel into your spine. Press your heels back. Lengthen your gaze forwards. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, look to your left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, look to your right side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release your knees down, release your toes up behind you for your extended puppy stretch. So knees stay under your hips. Walk your hands out in front, twist your forehead down to the ground this time. Keep those elbows lifted once more. If you fancy an alternative for your arms or for your hands, take the sides of your hands, the inner part of your hands to come onto the mat. The palms are almost facing up towards the ceiling for that deeper stretch in your shoulders, in your arms. Otherwise, stay exactly as you were. Holding here and breathing into it. If you went for that alternative with the hands, bring the palms back down to the ground. Walk your hands back into once more, into your body, and then tuck your toes up into your downward facing dog. Holding that still downward facing dog. Then take your right leg up to ceiling into a three-legged dog. Keep your right hip dropping down to the ground. Press your left heel down to the ground. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, draw your right knee to your chest, bring your body weight forward so you're almost in that plank position with the right knee lifted. Hold that right knee up. Hold it here. Engage your core and your upper body. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, open out to a side plank. So your left hand stays down as your right hand comes off the mat, okay? You can stay in a full side plank like this. You can drop your left knee down if you need to. You can have your left foot behind your right foot, whatever feels good for you. Hold in here. If you needed another alternative, feel free to drop the left forearm down. Look up to your right hand or look down to your left hand, whatever feels good for you. You take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring that right knee back into your chest. Slowly transition so your right foot comes back down. onto the mat. Circle your right hand behind and then reach forwards. So you're leaning forwards in your high lunge effectively. Okay, lift your belly off your thighs, hold it here, reach those hands out in front of you. Take another deep inhale in. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, step your left foot forwards to meet your right foot into a chair pose. So keep the weight in your heels, lift your hands up into chair. So make sure that you can see your big toes underneath your knees, lengthen your tailbone down to the ground as you reach your hands up. Then bring your hands to prayer to heart center. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, twist to your right side, so your left elbow comes to the outside of your right knee, okay? Imprint your right foot into the mat. Keep your gaze down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift that left foot off the ground into balance. Hold here in your balance. You might have to try this a few times, you might go up and down like this, it's absolutely fine. Just take a moment to hold here wherever you are. From your twisted chair, it's up to you if you step straight back into a revolved side angle with your left foot, or you bring your hands down to frame your feet and then guide yourself back into a revolved side angle, and then you bring yourself with your hands to prayer back to your right side once more. You can also have your left knee down if you like. Choice is yours. Start with the gaze down, then if you feel comfortable, inhale, exhale, take your gaze up to the ceiling. You take one more inhale here. As you exhale, bring your hands down to frame your right foot, step back into your high plank. Vinyasa of your choice, either modified or full Chaturanga, choice is yours. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, push arm back into a downward facing dog. This time, take a deep inhale in, left leg goes up to ceiling into your three-legged dog. Keep drawing that right heel down, drop your left hip down. Inhale in. As you exhale, bring that body weight forward so your left knee comes into your chest. Keep that left knee lifted, hold it here. Okay, then you transition into that side plank once more. So open out to your left side this time. Your left foot can either be on top, your right knee can go down, or your right foot can go behind. So whatever feels good for you. As you hold here, let me just adjust my headset. Don't forget you can have a forearm plank as well. You can look up to the ceiling, down to the ground, whatever feels good for you right now. You take one more inhale. As you exhale, draw that left knee to your chest, step your left foot onto the mat. As you come into a lunge where you lean forwards, okay? So reach your arms out in front, palms face in towards one another, lift your belly off your thighs. So lift that navel into your spine as you hold here. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, bring the hands down to bring your left foot, step your right foot forwards into your chair once more. Weight in the heels. As you lift up, lift your tailbone down to the ground. Bring the hands of prayer to heart center. Deep inhale in. Exhale this time, twist to your left side, so right elbow comes outside your left knee. Keep your gaze down, imprint your left foot into the mat, lift your right foot up. So find that engagement in your core. A strong core helps you with balancing. So obviously that left foot is bearing the weight, but your core also helps you. If you tap your foot down a few times, it's fine. From here, either step straight back into a revolved side angle or bring your foot down, your right foot down, frame both feet and then step the right foot back into a revolved side angle. You can have your right knee down or up, choice is yours. You can stay looking down to your left foot or you can take your gaze up to the ceiling. If your gaze is up and you exhale, bring your gaze down, then frame your left foot, step back into your high plank once more. Taking your vinyasa, modified or full Chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, push up and back into your downward facing dog. So I'm sure you're really feeling it in your core and your upper body right now. Check in with your thoughts. From here, take a deep inhale in through the nose. As you exhale out through the mouth, release down into a child's pose. So toes together, knees either side of the mat, sit back into your heels, reach your hands out in front. This is the perfect time to check in with those thoughts. I know I'm checking in with my thoughts right now, but yes, check in with your thoughts. How are you feeling? Congratulate yourself for getting to this part of this routine so far. You're obviously doing quite well. You're still with me, so breathe through it. Check in with your mind and have a moment to hold here. And start to walk your hands back in towards the body. Bring yourself to seated. So sit down. You can sit in the center of your mat. for your Navasana boat pose. Okay, so start with your feet on the ground, hip distance apart. Take your hands behind your thighs. Keep your chest elevated, so keep that lifted. Start to walk your toes onto tippy toes here. Elbows out to the sides. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, lift your toes off the mat into your boat pose. So you can keep your hands supporting you here, or you can have your hands at either side if you see palms faced in towards one another. Lift the chest, so no dip with the chest. Lift the chest as you hold here. Shoulders away from the ears. Have that open across your chest, shoulders back. Deep inhale in. As you exhale, rest your feet onto the ground. One more time before we change it up. So bring your hands behind your thighs. Chest stays lifted. Start to walk your toes onto tippy toes. Deep inhale in. Exhale, lift your feet off the mat. Either keep the support of your hands behind your thighs or reach your hands forward, shoulders relax. Relax your face as well. Hold it here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release your feet back down. One more time here. Okay, now, so we'll change that slightly. Bring your hands behind your thighs, chest lifted. Walk your toes into tippy toes. Take an inhale. Exhale into your variation of boat, hands here or here. You can stay in that high boat position. You can straighten your legs as you hold here. So stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then cross at your ankles. Bring your hands onto the mat in front of you. Either step, or if it's in your practice, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, push up back into a downward facing dog. From here, once more, take a deep inhale in. As you exhale this time, either step or indeed you can jump to seated. Okay. Right, so I think your upper body and your core has most certainly been fired up today. So from here, take your left leg out in front of you. So keep your left leg nice and long to start with. Flex the left foot. Cross your right foot over your left leg, okay? Bring your right hand behind you. Keep the heel of the palm close to your body. You can keep your left leg straight, the left foot flexed. That feels good for you. Or feel free to bring a bend into the knee. You inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, bring the elbow to knees. You twist to your right side. You inhale to grow nice and tall. You exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. So always twist on the exhale. Twist into your core as you keep going here. Look into your right shoulder. On your next inhale, bring yourself back to center. Exhale, take your counter twist over to the left. So you hold it here for a moment. As you inhale, come back to center for an option of Gongosana that feels comfortable for you. You can keep, if your left leg happens to be lengthened, you can keep your left leg there. If you have a bend in your left knee like this, you can keep this shape of your body as well. You can go for your full Gongosana legs, or cow face pose, by drawing your right foot a bit more behind you, so both knees are in line with one another, and your feet, your heels are out from underneath your bottom, your bum, essentially, okay? Any knee injuries, just stay out of this, it'll be too much. So go back to one of the original options, this will be too much for you. Okay, the back of your left hand goes in between your shoulder blades, the right hand goes on top. If the palms don't meet in the middle, that's fine. Just rest the hands on the back in some way, shape or form. But what you're not doing is bringing the elbows forward. So keep drawing those elbows back, close up your eyes, find a moment to breathe into this pose. It's quite an intense one. It's a great stretch for your wrists and for your arms at another session that's been quite upper body focused. But it's also going to work into your legs if you're in that full Gongosana legs. So inhale into any tension, exhale to release. Hold here for a moment and breathe into it. After your next exhale, flick it open as they're closed, release your hands. Uncross your legs and give them a shake out. Onto the other side, so keep your right leg out in front to start with, flex the foot, cross your left leg over. Left heel of the hand comes up to your body. If it's okay for your right leg, you can bend your right knee, okay? You inhale the right arm up to the ceiling, you exhale the elbow to the outside of the knee, you look to your left shoulder this time. Inhale to go tall, exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale twisting. Keep going like this. On the next inhale, come back to centre. Exhale, take your counter twist over to the right side and hold it here. And inhale to come back to centre. So like before, you can keep the right leg like this and the shape of your legs, that's enough for you. If you've got the right knee bent, you can stay like this as well. If you're going to go for your full Gomgosana, cow face pose legs, then start to draw your left heel behind you, so both knees in line with one another. This time the back of your right hand goes in between the shoulder blades, the left hand goes on top to meet it, or let the hands rest on your back. As long as you're drawing the elbows back rather than forwards, close up your eyes and again breathe into the intensity of the stretch. Inhale into the tension or tightness in your arms or your legs. Exhale to release. After your next exhale, flick it open your eyes, release with the arms, uncross your legs, bring your feet back onto that bend in the knees. Make sure you're still sat in the middle of the mat here. Feet hip distance apart to lower yourself down to the mat. Take a deep inhale in, raise your arms up to the ceiling. As you exhale, tuck your chin to chest. Very slowly start to roll down through the spine onto the mat. So you have a raise for yourself to engage your core here as you work your abdominals to lay yourself down on the ground. Once your head touches the mat, bring your knees into your chest, take a gentle rock from side to side, massaging your back onto the mat. Bring yourself back to stillness. Option to now have legs in tabletop position for the next move, or feel free to have your legs straight, okay? So choice is yours. Bring your hands to prayer to heart center. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, navigate the palms away from your body over to your right side as you lift up and hold it here. So breathe into it, engage in your core, hold here. Can you lift up an inch higher? Take one more inhale, exhale, palms back to prayer to heart center. So go on to the other side. Deep inhale in, exhale, navigate those hands over to left side. Hold it here so the arms extend. Can you lift an inch higher off the mat? Inhale. Exhale, bring yourself back down, hug those knees into the chest. Take a gentle rock from side to side once more. Bringing yourself back to stillness, release the soles of the feet onto the ground. Take your hands out either side of your arm into a T shape or a cactus shape, whatever feels good for you. Deep inhale in. As you exit, your knees drop to your left, your head turns to your right into your supine twist, and close up the eyes. Nice stretch for your core, your front body. Breathe into the right side of your body here. After your next exhale, your knees pass through centre. Then the knees come over to the right, so your head turns to your left. Again, you can close up the eyes. One final stretch for your core. Breathe into the left side. After your next exhale, your knees pass through centre once more into your Shavasana. So legs nice and wide. One leg either side of the mat, palms face up to the ceiling, close off the eyes. Let your body sink into the mat. So if you're still here with me at the end of the session now, enjoying your moment in Shavasana, that says to me that you were able to encourage and motivate yourself to get through today's upper body and core workout, building that strength into your physical body, but also finding that strength in your mind as well to say, yes, I can do this, I can hold this, I can breathe through this. And if you can do it in a yoga practice, you can do it in any part of your life, anything that feels challenging, you can motivate yourself through it. And it doesn't need to be anybody else helping you. You can be your number one support, your number one cheerleader. You can be the motivation that you need to make things happen. Start to bring your awareness back to your breathing now, to take deep inhales in through the nose and deep exhales out through the mouth to release. Bring some gentle movement back into your body as you wiggle your fingers and you wiggle your toes. You can take a full body stretch. Interlace your fingers, press the hands away from the head, and then point your toes to that full body stretch. Enjoy that stretch, it's well deserved. Hug your knees into your chest, take a gentle up from side to side until you eventually fall over onto the right side of the mat. Once you fall over onto the right side, have a moment to pause there before slowly coming up to a cross-legged position when you face back towards me if you can. Close off the eyes once you're there. Bring your hands to prayer to heart center, thumbs press against sternum, elbows out to side, shoulders relax. It's actually a really nice stretch for your wrists as well. So press the palms in, elbows wide, eyes closed, drop your chin to your chest. Thank yourself for showing up to today's session, and I also thank you for joining me too. You take one more deep inhale in through the nose. Deep exhale out through the mouth to release. Allow your gaze to lower down behind closed eyes and then flicker open your eyes. Readjust to the light you can see, then slowly lift your gaze. Thank you. That is the end of your yoga session for today. I definitely hope you enjoyed that one. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.